let's get into our end of the season predictions, Targo. We're going to start with the relegation battle. So right now, relegation battle is, it's heating up to get a little closer than it looked like it was going to be, with Sheffield United, Burnley, and Luton starting to pick up some points.
Makes it interesting, don't it?
However, you got 10-point deducted Everton, who have been climbing out of the relegation zone. You got Nottingham Forest, who have been absolute dog crap this season. Crystal Palace, where it looks like Roy Hodgson will either win his next game or get fired. Brentford is hovering around there. However, they will get Ivan Toney back unless someone buys him. And Fulham is right around there. That's 13th to 20th. That are literally 12 points apart.
Well, I think Fulham.
Who's going to be safe?
Fulham are fine.
Who's going to go down?
I think Fulham are fine for sure. I guess I'll give you my bottom 5. So I think Sheffield.
I think we can both agree on
curtains, lights out. Sorry.
I won't even go through mine and say that. I think I agree. I think they're cellar dwellers. They're going to be the first ones relegated.
Burnley.
Again, I'm going to agree with you because they've been terrible. And then from here on out is where ours differ. But those two, I think, are going to easily be relegated because they don't look any better and they don't look like they will improve at all.
And then the other team to get relegated, I think might be Forest, man.
Like, drum roll.
Without Awoniyi, they're
yeah.
just not good.
Yeah, they signed so many players.
Fired Steve Cooper. They brought in Nuno. Yeah. Won his first game. Give him credit for that. Game.
That's the new manager bounce, though. So I need to see their first 5 with them and see how they actually do. Let's see. I don't know who their next games are against, but I know United,
Brentford, and then Arsenal,
Bournemouth, Newcastle, West Ham, Villa, Liverpool, Brighton. Those are their next games, all the way into March. So realistically, of those games, they probably
3.
Win. Really? They lose to Bournemouth. They might beat Brentford. Might beat United. I think that's it.
They beat Arsenal last season, so I don't want to say no. Put that omen out there.
But I'm just saying, they have a very tough schedule coming up.
They do.
And not until literally March 16th when they play Luton is it going to get any better for them.
So that's why I have them getting relegated. Yeah. And I have Luton, man, surviving in 17th place.
I could have predicted that.
You know I'm still riding high on Luton. I know they're currently in the relegation zone, but they got a game in hand. They could get out. But it's the way they're playing at Kenilworth Road, man. That is how they're going to stay in this league from playing at home. They're playing good there. Gave Arsenal and Man City a run for their money.
Liverpool as well.
Liverpool took a point.
Yeah.
Took a point from Liverpool.
Yeah. Probably should have beat them. So, yeah, you're onto something there. I just think with Nuno at the helm and the way Forest, the way that their players are set up to play, as we saw earlier in the season, I think they'll survive. And I have them.
Here's what I'd say about Forest is I think they definitely have the better players. Anthony Elanga, Morgan Gibbs-White.
We've seen that with United and Chelsea. That means jack shit.
It does, which is why I think they also get relegated.
Okay.
And then my 16th, I think Crystal Palace, man.
Too good.
I think this is Roy Hodgson's last season. I think he'll get them barely surviving. They'll move on from him and try to bring someone in to really get Palace going again.
Yeah, I agree with that. I guess the one thing that we definitely agree on, though, is that Everton will be nowhere near the relegation places by the end of the season.
I don't think they will, man. They've been playing well. Like I said, they're my surprise team. I think they'll definitely be fine. I honestly, I almost think they'll get some points back, too, from that deduction. I don't think it'll be all 10, but I think they'll get something back.
Okay.
Because 10 is harsh. That's a harsh penalty for the crimes they committed.
I think if they get points back, I don't think it will be this season. I think it'll be dependent on what happens to Chelsea, mostly. Because City, that case will take a long time.
Well, they've already said, the City case won't end until next season.
Yeah. It won't even start until next season.
Yeah.
So, Chelsea, on the other hand, I'm interested to see what happens with them. Because if they get judged, they did break the rules, they reported themselves, but if they get a 10-point reduction, they're
in the relegation fight.
Yeah. So, and the way they're playing this season, I would vote Luton gets out of the relegation zone before them. So, as far as mine goes, yeah, Sheffield United 20th, Burnley 19th. Duh, right? I am going to say Luton Town gets relegated.
Not my Luton, man.
I know. I don't want them to. I just think Nuno is that good of a coach.
It's such a great underdog story, though. That's honestly the only reason I want them to stay up.
I want to. Just like I would love to see Villa win the league, but I know they're not going to. Luton is more likely to happen, where they don't get relegated. But I just think Nuno, being the new hire for Nottingham Forest, the players they have, I think Nuno can right that ship. At least enough to not get them relegated. And then 16th, I have Palace at 16th. I can't, with the players they have, unless all of them get hurt at once, I don't see them falling all the way. Maybe they get into relegation places at one point. I do think 16th through 20th will be a lot closer than it is now. They just be
honestly, I think it'll be that 17th through 20th will be close, and Palace will probably be somewhat safe.
I think I'll go the other direction. I think 15th to 18th will be really close. So for that last relegation spot, I think Burnley and Sheffield United, they might as well just plan for next season.
Agreed. All right, well, let's go with the top 6 then. Who do you have winning the Premier League, man?
I'm going to go the opposite direction because that just
We'll start from the bottom. Yes, start from
everything away off the bat, man.
Start
Number
6.
6.
Tell me 6.
I picked United to place 7th this season, so I'm going to go against what I had said before when I picked, I think it was Brighton to finish 6th.
I think so.
I'm going to go West Ham this season.
That's where they're at currently, so okay, not changing.
I love the way that they look going forward, and defensively they are more sound this season. So, the new signings replacing Declan Rice, love it. Number 5, Tottenham Hotspur.
Spurs, okay, where they're at right currently.
Yes, I think with the squad they have, and the suspensions and injuries they've had, I think what you've seen recently is their actual true colors.
Okay.
So I think they'll stay right where they're at. I think they'll be comfortably in 5th. Like, I don't think it'll be a couple of points. I think it will be quite a few points. I think 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th will be very close. West Ham eventually pulling it out. Top 4, those 4 teams we mentioned earlier. How are they going to finish? Well, Aston Villa is going to be in 4th.
So they move down a place from where they're currently at.
Down a place because it will be a gap between them and the top 3. I have Liverpool finishing 3rd because Mo Salah going to African Cup of Nations. And Egypt have been doing well in that tournament. They went to the final last time, which means he's out even longer. And then he'll be tired, and you got to give him a rest. Manchester City finishing 2nd, Arsenal in 1st, because that was my original prediction, and I have to stick with it. Do I think it's going to happen? I think your prediction will probably be correct at the end of the season. But just like you with Luton, I got to stick by my guns, man.
Yep. Stick with your gunners, huh? Well, I'll get to mine then, man. 6, I have Manchester United. I have them moving up a place. They're currently in 7th.
It's going to be tight. You think they're going to... Ten Hag's
I think it'll be tight. I think Ten Hag probably leaves.
Okay.
I think a new coach comes in. And again, it's going to be the new owner hiring someone new. Starts to potentially get something going. So I have Manchester United finishing 6th. Okay. I have Spurs finishing 5th. So right where they're at. Same as you. I have Villa finishing 4th. Same as you.
And you called me crazy for putting them in my top 4.
I did, man. I did. I'll admit I was wrong. I have Liverpool finishing 3rd. Similar reasons. Mo Salah leaving. Again, that attack without Mo Salah just does not excite me. Defensively,
defense,
they've got injuries.
Who's playing? I don't know.
I also think they desperately need a 6. I also think that's something they should look at. If not in January, definitely this summer. Second Arsenal, first City.
Yeah. I figured as much. Arsenal have not been convincing.
They have not, man. They have not been convincing, and I know the City team still has one of their best players to come back.
And both teams have a couple of extra gears to go to. Will Arsenal hit the heights they did last season? It's looking very unlikely at this point. City?
We've seen them do it. It's the difference. We've seen them do it is the difference.
Every year. So
that is our top 6 predictions, man. You have Arsenal, I have City winning the Premier League. But you guys, let us know what you think on our Facebook group. Who do you have winning the Premier League? That's it for this episode. We hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to leave a comment on our YouTube, like, subscribe. Make sure to check out our Redbubble. Get the Brews and Banter merch. Get this mug, guys. Drink with us as we drink.
Get the stickers.
The stickers, that's right. The t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, whatever your heart desires, you can get it. But on that note, we love you guys. Thank you so much for listening. As always, cheers.